I miss my old headset where I can drop it and make a bunch of noise, but that doesn't do anything.
You're not funny.
I am too.
Go pee.
I'm
Go
funny.
pee.
Oh, something did just move behind you. Is there a child under that blanket?
This week on Positively Godless, Scott never comes back from going to pee. We get to do the whole show without him. There is a God. Okay, not really. We kind of swerve and dodge. Guess what? We actually have a topic tonight.
But you have to wait till more than halfway through the show to hear it.
Don't tell the people they have to skip ahead, Jerry.
Crap.
It's a taboo. Watch from the beginning. Tonight we talk about false idols. Right, Jerry? Mariah scarf. All right. We're done.
Should we just hang up?
Crazy! Over under feeling crazy! It was no wonder you're just making me crazy!
I mean, I love Gavin. I mean,
I do too.
I've only talked to him through, here and everything. But I love Gavin. But
Oh, he's awesome.
he's just like you.
No, he's not. He's
You want to quit your job because some douchebag at work says stupid things to you.
Yeah, but I'm 41.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this
Damn,
week's
I'm
episode
so
of
bad.
Positively Godless. I'm one of your three co-hosts, Tyler Zoolander, with just Superman Jerry tonight. And Scott, I wish I was Prince, but I'm never going to actually be able to live up to him, Lawrence.
You guys are jerks.
Are we actually starting the show now?
Why not?
Oh, that's
We
perfect.
don't have a topic yet.
We do have a topic.
Whoever
How
said-
Scott's butt hurt.
Not butthurt.
We've never done this show with a topic before. Why start now?
Yeah, we have. Yes, we have.
How's it going this week, guys? We had a week off.
Yeah, kind of.
Why did we have a week off, Scott?
Okay, first off, you can't lecture me because Jerry would have done the same damn thing and so would you.
I would not have skipped the show to go see a Prince concert.
No, I would not have skipped the show to go see
Okay.
a Prince concert.
Fair enough. But when you get a call and say, hey, you're on the guest list tonight for the show, you go and have a
Do
time.
we also remember that the terrible video that Scott made on Sunday?
I,
Say
Let's not talk
wait,
about that. That's
Get
going to be
schedules together with the Bible thumping wingnut.
I don't want to skip ahead yet, Jerry.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to dissect the last episode.
I want to talk about the show, Scott.
What show? The Prince show?
Yeah, how much fun was it?
I had fun with my wife.
How much fun did she have?
None. Well, Elsa had fun with me. Yes, we're fine. I'm just kidding. No, I mean, we had fun together, but the show was okay. It was, of the hundreds of times I've seen Prince play, it's definitely my bottom 5.
Is this because? Well, first of all, is this the show that I read about? I think it was last week on Friday that he played on the piano and then just did like almost like a chronological
Yes.
order of
His
his
life, really.
career.
Yeah. I mean, started from birth and
So what? He
I-
was playing like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
well, no,
But he was playing. Apparently, he was playing a bunch of songs that, unless you were a fan and had listened to every single album probably wouldn't know. You know, not all of them were the hits and stuff like that.
I like how Jerry's giving the recap.
Yeah.
Because honestly, if I had the opportunity to see a show like that by Mariah, I would be there in a heartbeat and I would love it. I would love to have her sit at a piano or just acoustically and just sing to me all night.
Yeah, I mean, but it started so weird. He had a really weird vocal effect. And he came out and everyone went bonkers and I'm like, there he is. And then he walked up to the piano and
I've seen
here's
Prince a couple hundred times already. Whatever.
yeah. So here's what he did. He walked to the piano, went, and then he walked back around and then did all that. And then he's like, I'm not supposed to touch the piano. My dad doesn't want me to touch the piano. And then he went to, it just, that's what it was like. And then he finally got into playing, not necessarily hits, but just he went from album to album to album till 1987. Which is, again, okay.
When he released his last good album.
No, Artificial Age was good.
So, go ahead.
But, it was, I like a groove. I mean, I want a full band. I want some funk. It wasn't there. It wasn't there for me. But to the people that were next to us from Manchester, England, it was the greatest thing they've ever seen in their life, including the people from Spain and Japan. People flew in from all over the world and spent $150, $250 to this event.
Okay.
And
So
you're
you got-
just an ungrateful little
I'm not.
twerp.
No,
Yes.
no.
Yes, because seriously, first of all, you got in for free,
Right.
right? And apparently, so you say Prince is your god.
No.
He's the end all be all of musicians. For you, you idolize him.
On a show called Positively Godless, Prince is your god.
Yeah.
And you went to see a free show,
Yes.
or the moment nonetheless,
Yes.
and you didn't enjoy it, and you're so, like, it's almost like, are you truly a fan?
Yes. And I'm a
How
fan
can you
enough
call yourself a fan?
because I could, with the stuff I've seen has been absolutely phenomenal and jaw dropping. But, and yeah, I need to kind of step back, but I've seen him so many times.
Why do you want to see him do the same thing over and over and over again?
I don't. A groove is a groove. I don't want to see the same set list at all.
But you want to see the songs played in the same way.
No.
Because if you think about it, I mean, I don't know how much you've ever watched Madonna, but Madonna has
Knowing
this.
Scott quite a lot.
Nah.
Madonna on every tour is different, and she does her thing is like a virgin is completely different on every tour.
Right,
Every tour
and Prince is the same
completely
way.
different. So how could you not appreciate the show that he gave last week?
I appreciate the show. It was performance art. That's what Elsa said. And Elsa's a fan too. I mean, here's how you look here's how I looked at the night as far as Prince goes and fans go. You have me, who is 10 minutes away from Paisley Park, can go there whenever I really want, as long as it's, there's an event going on, and pay a bunch of money. And then you have Elsa, who, hey, I love Raspberry Beret, I like Purple Rain and stuff like that. Hey, that's cool. But she's now seen it. She's been there, done that. And then you have, like I said, the people from England and all over the world that came in for this one event because well, one, it's not accessible to them like it's accessible to me or Tyler or even you if you wanted to go. But they're Uber fans. I mean, they'll spend $1,000, and they did spend $1,000, probably more than that, just for airfare alone.
Yeah, but last week on Wednesday, when you told me that you possibly had the chance to go see this, you said, I don't know if I want to go. I've seen Prince so
Mhm.
many times and blah, 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 blah. I would have been like, I'm going. I don't care.
Right, and
I
here's
don't get
why.
you. I don't understand it.
Okay, and here's why. Because I've been there so many times, I've seen what happens is that one, he doesn't start on time. Everything is chaos, meaning that they can't fathom how to run people through lines to even get the wristbands and tickets. It is like it was a big weird loop.
Okay.
So I know how that chaos and disorder is. And
So why didn't you just skip the concert so we could have recorded last week?
because it was such a big publicized event, I was curious. And it was a fun, interesting night out for me and Elsa.
But you didn't have a good time at the concert.
No, we did have a good time at the concert for the most part. Elsa didn't because she worked the night before overnight and she got 3.5 hours of sleep. And so if she would have gotten more sleep, maybe it would have been a better time for her. But yeah.
Okay.
So that's why we weren't recording last week.
I don't think you're a true fan anyway, but that's okay.
Yeah,
I-
I don't.
how
I
I-
don't. Yeah, I'm.
I
I'm backing Jerry on this one.
look. I mean, I have the light back there, and then
Oh, the light back there because nobody who has
and
ever.
then you got that there.
Mhm.
Now it's all screwed up. Damn it.
Yeah, because
Like your face.
nobody who has ever just liked an artist or something that they do, has ever bought like maybe a poster or something to go up on their wall. I mean, that's not saying very much to have a couple of things sitting on your wall. One
Did
of
you
which
notice that
lights
his?
up.
And I know you can't compare because you've seen Prince a couple hundred times, and I've only seen
Well,
Mariah Carey once. But did you
You haven't
notice
seen her
how
once?
his? Yeah, when I saw her in December, that was
Oh,
the
wow.
very first time I've ever seen her.
Okay.
But did you notice how the difference in the level of excitement in seeing my favorite singer perform my description of the show compared
Yeah.
to his?
Right. That was the first time you've ever seen her.
So, I'm going to tell you right now.
Jerry,
I
would
don't
you
care.
act the same way on your 232nd performance?
Absolutely,
And
because
if you would walk by her every once in a while with a head nod and a quick hello, like, hey,
Oh, yeah,
Da-
because Prince does that every single time that you see him.
if I was at a party way back in the day and I saw him walk down the hall, you'd just give eye contact and like a head nod or a
Stop.
hey. Oh, God.
okay. First of all, I'm call bull on that. Sorry,
Why?
Tyler. Sorry, Tyler. Didn't mean to curse. But if you were at parties where
Mhm.
Prince was there,
Right.
how did you end up not becoming a musician and
Hey,
Well,
this
that's
show?
wait. I'm a musician.
I'm sorry, a professional musician.
I get paid to play. That is considered a professional musician.
uh-huh.
That is, when you get paid to do something, you're a professional musician. You are too, Tyler, because you get paid as well.
I guess I was never a professional prostitute then. Anyway,
We've that whole bit is going in the show. We're not
This-
starting over. This is the middle of the show right here. And I'm going to cut that out.
K-Tap says, Scott, if you ever find yourself in the position that you need another wedding officiant, just remember, I am one. Thank you, K-Tap, for the one and only comment on the most previous episode. The episode about nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah. So I would like to, since we've already opened up Pandora's box on this issue a little bit, I would like to keep going with this. And
What?
Let him speak.
Oh, sorry.
Mute yourself.
Louise.
Okay.
Please and thank you. So we
Tyler, your hair looks fabulous today, by the way. Sorry.
Oh,
Didn't mean to
thank
interrupt you.
I told Scott that if his hair was not cut by today, that on Sunday when I go over there, I am bringing my clippers with him, and I am
No. But back that up. You didn't set that up right at all.
why?
What happened? Set this up correctly.
All right, this was meant to be for the intro, but now, as you've already seen, the intro's different because we're going into this story.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
We could edit this out if you wanted to.
no, I don't want to do any more editing than I have to. So on Sunday, we are out at the bar, and somebody brings in one of a bucket of
Roses. Yeah.
roses.
I call them the beggars.
Sure, the beggars. And so they're going around, this girl is going around asking if we want to buy roses from her. Which, first of all, I'm thinking that I thought because the music is playing, it's really loud in there, I thought she was just asking for a place to set them down because she's carrying this gigantic thing of roses. And I'm like, yeah, sure, right here. And she's like, well, how many would you want? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, you want to buy some roses, right? And I'm like, no, I don't want to buy any roses. I just thought you needed a place to set them down. I'm like, no, go away. So one of the gentlemen in the bar decides that he's going to go ahead and buy a bunch of roses from this girl, and he's going to distribute them to all the women in the bar. So I'm sitting closest to the main part of the bar. Elsa is sitting a little bit further away to my left. On the other side of her is Scott, and he's talking to one of the other members of the band. So he's facing away from the main portion of the bar talking to one of the band members. And so this guy is distributing the roses. Yep, so he's sitting there talking. So the guy is distributing roses, and he comes over, and he gives Elsa a rose, and she's very appreciative and says thank you. And he walks over to Scott, and he presents him with the rose. And Scott turns around, and the guy has no idea what to do, because now he has realized that he just gave a rose to another man, instead of giving a rose to what he thought was a woman sitting next to Elsa.
I looked at him with daggers.
Classic.
He scared
Now,
the hell out of me.
Scott, if you didn't look like a woman from behind, you wouldn't have got a rose.
No, here's the deal. I am going to cut my hair when it's a 70-degree day. That's what I told you.
Oh, so
Wow.
awful.
Okay.
We have to endure this for another 2.5 to 3 months.
Yes.
This is awful.
It'll look like Cher by the time we're done.
I'm only hanging out with Elsa from now on.
If I could turn back home.
Okay. So anyway,
right.
since we opened up Pandora's box,
So since we opened up Pandora's box with this whole Prince talk and your lack of fandom, towards Prince. Uh, we've had discussions on a few different episodes where, and part of it was we got into it a little bit during the Matt Slick survey episode, but we've talked to a certain point about, are there certain things that come out of the Bible, or that have stories or morals within the Bible that are actually good things that reflect on society? And in this one in particular, I'm thinking about the worshiping false idols. Because, Jerry, you were the one that said, that basically Prince is Scott's god. But that kind of like triggered, and it started me thinking. And I was, I'm thinking about, whether it's Prince, or for you it's Mariah, or for me it's other people, where it's like we have such an affinity towards them, and whether it's, for some people it's probably sexual, for some people it's, probably, it's based on talent, or it's, there's so many different things that people look up to other people, and I would say even get to the point of worshiping them. And where the Bible says that, thou shalt not have any other gods or pray to false idols, or, whatever it says, I don't know. Is that something that might actually be good in practice? Hi, Scott. Or
I'm right
Jerry.
here. Jerry was raising his hand, so
Were you raising or waving because
he was
things
waving
froze?
like he wanted
I
something
was
to
waving
say.
because you froze.
Oh.
Oh, okay. That's why I was just like waiting, because I thought Jerry wanted to say something.
But does that make sense, what I'm asking?
Sure.
Like, to have this discussion?
Well,
Yeah.
I heard
Yeah, I think it's great.
up until worshiping another god.
Worshipping false idols.
Oh,
Do
okay.
you think that it is a good thing for our society today to have little girls that want to be Kim Kardashian?
Hell no.
You think
Okay.
wait, ask the question again, sorry.
Do you think that it is a good thing
Okay.
that you have girls in society today that want to be Kim Kardashian?
Hell
Or,
no.
whatever, 10,
Taylor
15 years
Swift.
ago wanting to be Britney Spears, or, just like, and obviously
what they
there are
said.
male examples as well, but,
I said,
Jerry.
or Taylor Swift.
No, I think that more
I
teenage
support
gals
Taylor
should look up to Taylor Swift. Shall. Oops. Should.
I mean, if I had to have my choice of, do I want my 10-year-old niece to look up to Kim Kardashian or Taylor Swift?
I've never heard that.
Definitely, I've said that before.
No, I've never heard that.
I promise you, I swear on everything gay and holy, I've said that before.
I'm sure you have. I don't recall you ever saying it on the show.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it's been in an episode or two.
Okay, all right.
But if I had the choice, I would definitely want my 10-year-old niece to look up to Taylor Swift over Kim Kardashian, because Kim Kardashian's just trashy. Hence the name Kim Kardashian. And my 10-year-old niece told me Kim Kardashian. It's not that I can take credit for that. I give full credit to my 10-year-old niece for that. I'm sure she didn't make it up. She heard it somewhere else. But no, so first of all right, I love Mariah Carey. But I don't think it's good to hold any one person up to that status of deity. Or anybody. people should not hold people up to the status of deity. It just then creates this niche in society where those people can just get away with stuff. Like they can just do bad stuff and get away with it because everybody just worships them. And it's like the Justin Bieber thing, where he was driving his leopard print Ferrari down like, the street, doing like 100 miles an hour down a 25-mile-an-hour street, spitting over, balconies at fans, or when Ariana Grande was talking about trash talking in the donut shop, Britney Spears, they go through all this stuff, but yet people still they worship them. And they can never, they're never held responsible for the things that they do.
So define worship.
Like they just hold them up on that pedestal. I'm not saying that they get on their knees and pray to them as if they are a god, but when you hold somebody to that standard, I think fame and celebrity should be regulated by the government. And if you are in the public eye and you do something stupid and you do something bad and you cause bad things to happen, your fame and celebrity gets taken away and you're no longer allowed to do whatever you're famous for.
So, I mean,
Should get fired. That's it.
Okay. So, like Tyler
They
was
should get
saying,
Donald Trump. You're fired.
Yeah. What are you saying, Scott?
I have no idea. And no, with Tyler saying, I
Tyler?
look up, huh?
You called me Triler.
Tyler, excuse me, saying that I worship and idolize Prince. If I did, then I wouldn't give him
Have
such
things sticking on your wall? Yeah.
I wouldn't have given a crappy review of the performance. Now, I mean, like that back there, that's cool. That has nothing to do with Prince at all.
What? Wait a minute.
That's not a copy of Prince's stuff. It's,
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What is that? What that painting or drawing or whatever it is that's hanging next to your bar?
That was actually in his house. That was owned by him.
Yeah. You were telling me.
Because someone gave that to me. But what I'm trying to say is I don't decorate that to copy him at all. Check a group me. At all.
It doesn't have anything to do about copying him.
Or idolizing or anything like that.
No. Oh, okay. Do you think that Jesus had a whole bunch of crosses and pictures of himself throughout his house?
I don't think Jesus had a house.
Jesus was a carpenter. Of course he had a house.
My God.
He had a tomb. Jesus had a tomb. It wasn't a house.
A tomb is where you're buried.
Oh.
He did have a tomb after he was crucified. There were 33 years before that.
Allegedly.
Do you think that while he and Mary Magdalene were banging in the corner of the
Allegedly.
hut, allegedly, well, you seem pretty confident he didn't have a house, so then I guess he had a hut. I don't know. Whatever it was. My point is, do you think, did he have a whole bunch of crosses and, prayers that were done in stitching and pictures of himself and books that had his own teachings throughout the house? No, but all the people that idolize him do. So do you think that Prince has a neon glowing Prince symbol behind a Skype video recorder in his basement that he poorly decorated? No.
Hey,
I don't think so. Okay, the point is not that Prince has the exact same stuff in his house, even though you have something that was allegedly in Prince's house.
Oh my
My
God.
point
I
is
should go
that
get
you
it.
would not have a lit up Prince symbol, another one on your wall, and that painting, drawing, whatever it is, if you didn't idolize him.
In some way.
It, uh,
Yeah, you don't have a rebuttal for that.
it, it,
Yeah, quit pretending to be
Damn it.
breaking up.
Yes, I do. This is what we used when we played. I just took it and just put it in here.
What is it?
It's the same stage thing that you and I used, Tyler, for Gransburg.
We are not talking about that. Quit changing the subject.
I'm not.
Okay, so I bought a scarf when I went to the Mariah Carey concert. It says Mariah Carey on it in real big letters. The letters are like this big. They're almost as big as my face. And this is Mariah Carey, and it has a butterfly on each end. And I wear that
Aw.
scarf, and I
Is it
put
pink?
no, it's red.
Oh.
It's red with white letters and white butterflies. But I wear that scarf, with my winter jacket because it is like 12 degrees here.
Don't. No, not from people from Minnesota.
But then when I go to work, I leave the scarf on when I take everything else off. Well, except my regular clothes. I mean, I stay fully clothed.
All right.
But I wear the scarf all day long. And in fact, people at work say that when I'm wearing this scarf, I look like a priest of the Church of Mariah. And the scarf is so long that last week everybody was just like all stressed and ready to pull out their hair. And so I was taking the scarf and I had it around my neck and I was like, oh, come here, let's wrap up in the Mariah Carey scarf. Mariah makes everything better. I wouldn't do that if I didn't idolize her in some way.
No,
Well, that was going to be my question, though. Was going to be, do you wear that because it is the Mariah scarf, or do you wear it because it legitimately keeps you warm throughout the day?
Well, I could, but I don't need to wear it in the office to stay warm. I just wear it in the office because it's the Mariah scarf.
Okay, all right. So yeah, then I would agree that there is that idolization going on there.
And I can admit it.
At least one of you can.
No, I want to make a point. Do you ever see me wear any Prince stuff out when we're out and about or anything like that?
It's not a matter of whether you wear Prince stuff or you don't wear Prince stuff, but what Tyler's trying to say is when you take this, I hate to say it, but the symbol of Prince and you put it up in your home and you refer to it on almost every episode.
No.
It's not because you think Prince is a good person.
No.
You idolize him in some way.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways.
In some ways, because, he's the reason that I wanted to play everything. And I did. He's definitely an inspiration.
And to that point, by the transitive property, that is why people put up pictures of Jesus, read the Bible of his teachings, and put up little cross stitch of prayers and crucifixes and wear crucifixes. crucifixes because they idolize Jesus and he inspires them.
I wish I had a bell. Like, ding, yes. Absolutely. Correct.
I don't think I want to be like him.
What did you just say?
I don't think I want to be like him.
Okay, isn't one of the commandments thou shalt not lie?
Bear false witness, but close enough. How do I want to be like him?
Are you kidding me?
Who's
Like-
that behind you?
Everything that you... Who's that behind... What?
I see movement behind you.
What are you talking about?
Do you see that little blue? Why am I pointing?
It looks like the Nest Fire. Do you have a Nest Fire, like a smoke alarm or something?
No, it's on the couch. It's like looks like a couch. It's right by the door.
This thing right here?
Yeah. What is that?
It's a blanket
Yeah, it's a
or a
blanket
stuffed animal.
on the couch.
It's moving.
It's not moving.
It was moving.
Stop trying to change the subject, Scott.
Damn it.
Yeah. So, does the act and the practice of worshiping a false idol, is that something that can only cause harm? Or is that something that there could be good idols to worship?
Well, who's to say that?
I mean, and I
The
just
God-
I go to this tangent because Scott brought up like the Taylor Swift thing, like versus Kim Kardashian, and then like
Or Katy Perry, even. That's even a better example because they're both top of the charts, kind of rivals in a sense. You got. Never mind.
But okay, so
because according to the Bible, there should only be one.
Right.
who's to say that the God of the Bible isn't the false idol?
Can of worms open.
Let's go under the assumption for right now that we're taking this from a Christian perspective, and there is no debate about that. Because obviously we have differing opinions about that. But I mean, if we are comparing, this is the one true and just system, and everything outside of it is, it's a black and white. It doesn't matter if you worship Taylor Swift, no matter how much good she does, because it's still a false idol. In that case, can we still make
Okay.
an argument for there are good idols outside of the Bible?
Well, if we're thinking about it as strictly being a believer in what the Bible says and we want to follow the Bible, then no, there's no argument about that. And I don't think that anybody could live in this society that we're in, and I think that it would be hard for them to be a fan of anything, be a fan of Taylor Swift, of any musician, of any television show, of any actor, of pizza, because then everything outside of the Bible and what it says and the God of the Bible, even if you just say I love pizza, aren't kind of just breaking that rule?
Well, I've heard this on Ridgway's show, where he's asked guests, "Who's your favorite person in the Bible?" And a lot of them say Paul, the Apostle Paul. Isn't that then an idol?
Well, yeah, I
think you
mean, I
can
guess
have
it depends on how you classify it.
but I think you can have a favorite person
But isn't that your idol? I mean,
and not idolize them.
I mean, my favorite person on the show is Jerry, but he's not like an idol.
I was gonna say the same thing, Tyler.
That's okay, because my favorite person on the show is me.
that,
Whoa,
that
wait,
is
oh,
not a
that.
surprise at all. Not even close.
I was totally going to say my favorite person on the show is
But
Tyler, but he's not an idol.
but I get where you're going with that, Scott. But yeah, it's I agree with Jerry that I think that there can be a distinction there where you can like somebody and say, okay, so here's just the first example that came to my head. So growing up, the the Minnesota Twins, when I was growing up, they won the World Series twice within 4 years. Kirby Puckett was a huge deal. If you were to ask me who was my favorite person on the Twins at that time, I would have said Kirby Puckett. Would he have also been an idol for me? Absolutely. Like, Kirby Puckett probably was my idol for a good couple of years. Like, I wanted to play baseball because of him. Now, at the same time, if you had asked me, like, who is my favorite player on the Seattle Mariners? And I would have said Ken Griffey Jr. because he was the most popular. Okay, so he was my favorite person on that team, but he wouldn't have necessarily been my idol because Kirby Puckett was my idol. Does that make sense? Like,
Kind of, yeah.
there's I think a distinction there between, like, if you're set with a group of people, out of the people in the Bible, who is your favorite? I don't think that necessarily means that the one that you pick as your favorite is your idol. It could be, but I don't think that it inherently automatically turns them into an idol.
So let me ask you this. You're a fan of Taylor Swift, right?
Love.
Love her. Hearts galore, love, careful. But
She's over 18. It's okay now.
Now.
did you just have a hot flash?
What?
Anyway, and then you're a Dave Matthews fan. Do you think that you idolize Dave Matthews and that you're a fan of Taylor Swift?
I think that I idolize Taylor, but it has nothing to do with her music or her career.
I would have accepted that you idolize Taylor for her music or career.
Well,
And not her cup size.
I'm just saying.
Do you need a moment? Ladies and gentlemen,
Doesn't-
Scott
no.
goes to pee. I'm just kidding.
No,
think so.
I would probably, that would actually probably pretty much be accurate. I don't idolize her for her music or for her career.
That's just a bonus.
Well, that she's absolutely filthy rich famous and I would never have to work again? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge bonus.
Go digger.
I
I mean, I think I'm better looking than Mariah Carey's new fiance, but
but you would never tap that.
oh, I would.
All right.
Tap that.
Oh, I would. I just don't think that I would be able to satisfy her.
Is
But
that
I
because
would
it's
But I would
is that
give
because
it
it's
the
so
old
wide?
college try. Really?
sorry.
Wow. That escalated quickly.
Wait, should have heard the conversation me and Elsa had last night.
Oh. God. So, as we try to swerve back on topic,
I'm no longer allowed to use the word in the same sentence ever.
Oh my god. Really?
Because I was telling her stories.
He's gonna tell us regardless of whether
Oh,
we
no.
want to hear or not.
That's all.
after show, you can tell us. So, I think that there can be different reasons that you idolize a person. And I mean, if we're completely analyzing this and breaking it down, I don't think that I really idolize. Well, I don't know. I don't know. As far as Taylor goes, like that's just an attraction thing. I mean, that's like you and Katy Perry.
Well, we're broken up now.
Okay, fine. You and Zoe. Doesn't matter.
Yes. Ooh, wait. Danica McKellar.
Who?
Winnie Cooper, you dumb dink. God. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call you a dumb dink. I'm sorry.
No, you did.
That was rude.
Is there a distinction between lust and idolization?
Of course. Would you lust after Taylor Swift if she wasn't a rich, famous
Good question.
musician?
Probably. So to that point, I probably idolize her more because
I'm sure you
she's
lust
rich and famous.
I'm sure you lust after her so much because she is everywhere. I mean, like, you can turn on the TV or you can go to the internet. But if you just saw her walking down the street or in the mall, like, one time, I'm sure you'd be like, and then if you never saw her again, you'd never think about her.
I don't know. Do you think it's a part of it because she's such a gifted songwriter and you're a songwriter as well? You can appreciate that. Plus that she's good looking in your eyes.
Ouch.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and Elsa must be blind.
Yeah. She is.
Sorry. I had that was for you, Tyler. I'm sorry. I had to do it.
Wow. I mean, I know that we take our
Scott,
chance to rip on Scott, but tonight it's
I know. You'll get yours. So are you saying what Jerry's trying to ask?
For it.
What Jerry's trying to ask if Taylor Swift wasn't famous and a nobody, would you stick your in her?
Of course he would. If he saw her walking down the mall, he'd be like, "Oh, look at that chick! Oh, I
And
want
like,
to
I
her."
totally want to
And
stick
he
my
had
dong
the
in her cooch.
opportunity, of course.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would be such an ongoing thing if it was only a one-time chance seeing her walk by.
No, I can agree with that. The celebrity factor, and that doesn't mean just her. I mean, like, anyone that I've ever had a crush on growing up. Obviously, that person sticks. I mean, even if we're not talking about somebody famous, like, you know, girls that I went to high school or college with, like, I would see them every day, or at least like every day that we were at school, and so they were a constant reminder, whereas just somebody walking past in a mall or a store or something like that, it's a one-time fleeting thing. So I don't think it necessarily... I mean, I think that the celebrity status plays a factor into it, but it's... What I'm trying to say is that that can also be with somebody that's not a celebrity.
Okay. I just thought of something actually hopefully good. Do you get starstruck easy?
Well,
I mean-
I haven't met a ton
Yeah,
of celebrities,
I've never
but
met a celebrity that I'm...
I mean, so how do you
mean-
think that you would act if, you know, you saw Taylor Swift or she said hi to you, whatever? I mean,
I don't think that I can reasonably answer that because I've never met anyone of that level. I mean, the most famous person that I probably ever met was Liam Neeson, and like, he's a freaking badass. But like, I mean, I wouldn't call it more starstruck. I mean, it was more of like, I mean, there was like this catch of the moment, like, is that really who I think it is. But then, like, he came over and shook my hand and signed the thing that I had, and, like, that was it. But I wouldn't classify it as starstruck. But to that point, there's a whole different level when it gets to somebody like Taylor
You idolize
Swift.
or
Right.
a fan of, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, whereas, Jerry, if you were walking down the street and there was Mariah,
Or Superman.
or Superman.
I would be like this. I would faint. I would die. I would foam at the mouth, and I would probably have to be restrained by whatever entourage is securing the person. And yeah,
Well,
I already know that if I ever met Mariah Carey, my voice would go up 10 octaves, and I'd be speechless.
It would be so high that only dogs could hear it.
Yeah,
my
I
dogs
don't
would-
think anybody'd be able to hear it if I ever.
yeah, here's kind of a funny story, maybe to you, maybe just to me. But 1995, don't say how old you were. But that was
18.
like 18. Okay, you're fine. It's baby boomer with us. So that was the
The year I
core.
graduated high school.
Baby boomer?
Yeah, that's you. So
Yeah,
that's
he's definitely not a baby.
Can I get
boomer.
my damn story up? No. So 1995, that was prime Paisley Park Prince time. I mean, every single day
I
we
was
were
in
there.
5th grade. I couldn't go.
Yeah,
Wait.
you can go. You could go.
You keep saying prime, like Paisley Park Prince. Is he from Minnesota or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was prime Paisley. I mean, we saw him every day. But come July 26, 1995, the KISS convention comes to town. And there was a Q&A and all that fun stuff. And I'm thinking, yeah, when I get the mic, I'm going to be cool because, heck, I see, this person or Prince all the time. Get the mic over to me. My question, what I thought didn't come out correctly. It came out with, my mom's really, really mad at you because I banged on her pots and pans listening to your music. And I sat down completely starstruck, complete
You're
utter
talking to
buffoon.
Gene Simmons.
Talking to Gene Simmons and just a total idiot. So, yeah, it's just, I guess it's whoever, I don't know. I just like telling that story.
I mean, I've never met a celebrity, so I will,
Really? You haven't?
no.
Wow.
I don't stalk celebrities.
I don't stalk celebrities either.
I mean, I don't go to New York and look for celebrities. I don't go to Hollywood and look for these people walking around the street. I'm no joke. Okay, I can't say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. If I was walking down the street in New York and Mariah Carey passed me, I don't know that I'd even recognize her on the street.
Really?
I probably would, but
Or she had the big glasses on and being all secretive.
it's not my thing. Like, okay, yeah, I obsess over, Mariah or maybe Michael Bublé or Bradley Cooper or Ryan Reynolds or
Careful.
anyway.
Stop before the erection gets too out of control.
So, but I don't spend my time looking at pictures of them, reading. I mean, I couldn't even tell you what Mariah Carey's fiance's name is. I don't care. I just
Because
want
it's not
Mariah Carey. What?
Because it's not you.
It's because it's not me.
Do you get butthurt like Tyler when
No.
Taylor Swift announces she's got a boyfriend? He's like sad for weeks.
She doesn't announce it. The paparazzi does. Come
Yeah,
on.
he's sad for weeks. He's sad
What is
longer
this?
than the
What is she on
relationship actually
boyfriend number
lasts.
1022?
You guys both took shots at her at the same time. That was great. Don't be hating on my Tay.
I don't care. All I want, and I even follow her on Instagram, and she posts pictures of her kids on Instagram. But it's not like I sit there and look at Instagram all day long to see what Mariah Carey's doing. I have a life. it's nothing compared to what her life is, but I have a life. And as long as she continues to make music that I like and continues to be Mariah Carey, I'm fine with how I've admired her for the past 24 years.
Yeah, I agree. I'm fine with the way that I've looked up to my heroes because I call them heroes, rather than idols. I've always have. Um, even sometimes what?
Keep going.
I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. But
You
if
call them heroes.
I always call them heroes, yes. And you never ever know. You never know that they may just log on to facebook.com/positively godless or youtube.com/positively godless or maybe tweet us at pgodless or email us at positivelygodless@gmail.com. I had to get it out because we forgot.
I can fly higher than an eagle. I was providing background music for you plugging the show.
I wish you would have kept going the whole time.
Tyler, final thoughts or do we have to wrap up or talk about last week's episode?
We did wrap up our talk about last week's episode when we read K-Tap's comment.
No, the one I recorded.
What's there to talk about?
There's a comment.
Oh, somebody said thank goodness or thank God.
Oh, yeah, that one too. I'm like, yeah, there's no show this week. The comment was, thank God, which I thought was hilarious. No, I said in the video, I'm like, if you have recommendations of what you want to see, and D commented, and she was all bummed out. She's like, oh, just was like ready to watch your show. I was like, no, there wasn't one, but one. If Jared wants to read it. Okay, so
the most hateful atheist and why rhetoric isn't good for anyone. Basically, the opposite of positively godless.
Yeah, I think that's a great topic.
Why do we get so much hate?
Say that again. I didn't read it and I didn't understand.
It said talk about the most hateful atheists and why hate rhetoric isn't good for anyone. Basically the opposite of positively godless.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that next week.
Wait, is that like a bad comment towards us or
No. It's just a suggestion.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the picture on is a gorilla, so maybe the person does believe in evolution.
Who said it?
Tree Tail?
Oh, we've talked to him before.
I don't read.
I think maybe I have. No, it's not a jab at us at all. I think it's actually really, really good. We can kind of talk about the nastiness.
Well, yeah, and it
why
basically covers like the entire reason that we
do what we do.
Well, yeah, that we do what we do, and the reason that we approached our show this way was because there are plenty of places that you can go if you want to be a part of that
click.
Yeah, that. And we've said it before, and we'll say it many, many times again, that sometimes we feel like we are more hated within the atheist and non-believer community than outside of it.
Yeah.
So.
And also, we will
wait.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Why does this guy look like Matt Slick?
Because it mocking
is
Matt.
A picture of Matt Slick.
Oh, it is.
Now Tyler's got to edit that part out now. Hopefully it's just like the Pinocchio thing and not something else.
It is just the Pinocchio thing.
Okay.
Yeah. But I see what it could have been turned into as well.
Right.
I didn't even realize that. I was just like, it looks like Matt Slick, and then it is Matt Slick. I'm an idiot.
Tim Hurd, who will be on with us again. It's just a matter of schedules. Sorry, that's my fault. It just happens.
Yeah,
So.
Scott had a Prince show to go to, so.
Yeah. Anything else? So I can go pee now?
You are the wind beneath my wings.
Good night.
Fly.
Thank you for watching Positively Godless. Look at the links below or in the screen or wherever they are. And talk to us. Bye. Stupid. What?
That was awful.
It's still recording.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Positively Godless. Just kidding. See, Scott, that is a perfect example of the opportunity when to introduce the show.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to introduce the show, then you need to get on top of things.
But when we don't have a topic yet. But we probably should. Go ahead, Tyler. I'm sorry.
Probably should have. Go ahead.
Did the middle of my sentence interrupt the beginning of yours?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Positive.
We don't have anything yet.
Another example, Scott.
I know, but we don't have anything yet. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Positively Godless. I'm one of your three co-hosts. Actually, two. Scott Lawrence by Charlie. Yep.
The original one.
I hope it's when I come through the curtain.
You are not an idol.
No.
That would be awesome. Hold on.
This is definitely going to be the blooper.
I'm gonna mouth it like I'm actually saying the intro, just to get him like all psyched up and be like, "Oh, this is the greatest intro ever." And we talk about Scott being a false idol.
Yep. Stay
Stay tuned for that and more.
Worship me.
This week.
You know what? What's going to happen? You're not going to even use that. You just did that just to make me happy.
No, we're going to use it.
We are going to use it at the end of the show.
You guys are dickheads. I hate you.
Scott,
Wish I would've
if you wouldn't have gone pee, you'd probably be able to be part of the intro, but
That's how the show goes.
I went pee before we started.
I wasted all that fog.
That